Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Evie and this is Jed from Into the Mystery 13.
What?
Yay! So we were actually just walking through the park, hanging out and talking, and we started talking about the importance of time and why we're living the life we want to live right now and not, putting it off till retirement, and why we're not investing our time now for the possible reward later. We thought it was super interesting conversation, so we wanted to film it and share it with you guys.
The distinction of possible reward later is pretty important.
The reason why we say possible is because you never know what's gonna happen. You might die, you might get hit by a car,
Become a vegetable and need like all of your income to go towards life support and a nurse or something take care of you.
Your house might burn down and then you have to invest all of your money into that.
Economy could collapse or the government could collapse or whatever, and your 401k is completely gone. The banks collapse, all your money's gone. It could happen. Well, I think to prepare for the future and set yourself up so you're not totally broke when you're old, and need money to take care of yourself is definitely a smart thing to do. But I think there's other ways to do it besides, trading your time for money and then saving that money, which is constantly going down in value, because I'm pretty sure every economy has inflation. And that means that the money you're saving is going down in value. So you save $10,000 a year, in 95, it's worth less now, let alone in the 60s or something. It's worth a lot less. So it makes more sense to us, or to me, to build, I don't know, I think you too, to build businesses and build systems that make income for later on. And while that's happening, you can still live the life you want to live now, instead of like working your whole life, and to hopefully get retirement later and hopefully be able to do the things you always wanted to do. 'Cause you were telling me some pretty deep stuff. You had some loved ones.
I've lost two very close people in my life. One of them was my grandpa and one of them was my mom. And my mom was very young. She was 41, 42 years old when she passed away. And before she passed away, like a few days before she passed away, I was talking to her and she told me that she doesn't regret things that she's done in her life. All the mistakes that she's made, all the great things she's done. She doesn't regret anything she's done in her life. But she does regret things that she hasn't done, things that she's been putting off for later, like traveling or whatever her dreams were. And then my grandpa, he died when he was older, and he told me pretty much the same exact thing. I saw him about a month before he passed away, and we were talking about the importance of time and things that we regret and don't regret, and he told me the same exact thing. And ever since that, I've always had that in my mind, and I always kind of kept it with me and going back to it every time I thought about my life and my future and what I want to do.
It's crazy to think that we're like on this planet in these bodies for such a small amount of time, and it could just be picked away from us anytime. Anytime. So if you're not like doing what you love now and enjoying your life now, then what are you doing?
Like I live my life right now by traveling. I love traveling. I always loved traveling, and I always knew that traveling is something I want to do with my life. So I decided to live this lifestyle. I decided to quit my job and travel the country and the world and just enjoy my life now while I can. And I've tried all like other lifestyles. I've done the 9-to-5 corporate thing. I've done being a student and working part-time. I've done doing a few part-time jobs that are not as serious as like the corporate jobs. And even though I had a very comfortable life, I had an apartment and a car, and I was able to afford anything I ever needed, and I had everything I ever needed to live comfortably, I still had that feeling in me that something was missing, or that I was missing out on things and missing out on life, and kind of like sacrificing things that I love for working that job and being comfortable in that apartment and with that car.
Yeah, I think that comfort has a lot to do with it for a lot of, if you're willing to be uncomfortable and stretch, go a little bit outside of your comfort zone, which is really where I feel the most free. I'm the most happy when I'm outside of my comfort zone. Like since we've been stuck in Portland for so long, I'm like, my creativity is dying, and I just feel low energy. and not happy when I'm out traveling. Like I feel like a different person because I'm so excited, and like the inner child comes out, and I'm just like, yeah, look at this, like this is so cool, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't really have that. Yeah. Do you think that people, or so I shouldn't say people, some people valuing comfort over like excitement and doing something awesome that they've never done before? Do you think that's fear?
It could be fear, yeah. For some people, I think it is. But there's also a lot of people who are completely happy with working 9 to 5 and being comfortable. And that's what makes them happy, and that's what they want to do with their life. But for some people, it's also fear, because being in that comfort is a safety zone. You know, it's so many people have done it. It's a proven lifestyle. You know, so many people have done it, so you know. It's kind of like having an outline, right? Or like a checklist almost. Like so many people done a lifestyle, so you don't really have to think about it too much. You know what needs to be done next. You know what's gonna come next. So it feels safe because there is a solution for what's gonna come next.
Do you think that happiness and fulfillment are the same thing?
I don't know.
Like, can you be happy by, you know, going to work every day, coming home to your nice house or your nice apartment or condo or whatever, and having a nice car and nice things, and being satisfied and happy? Like, this is awesome. I got all these toys, and I've got like enough things where I don't have to worry. But really, you kind of do if you have a job, because anytime you get fired or laid off or whatever. But anyway, do you think that's the same thing as being like truly fulfilled and feeling like you've you know, lived up to your destiny or whatever? You know, like.
No,
you're doing the thing you're supposed to do somehow. Some kind of, is that the same thing as like a spiritual happiness?
No, it's not. I mean, you can be happy. Like when I was working my 9 to 5 job, I was happy. I mean, I was happy. You know, I was secured. I had a job. I had an apartment. I could buy whatever I wanted to buy, and it was like a surface happiness. You know, like I would buy a new thing or go somewhere, and I was happy, but I wasn't fulfilled, and that's where my feeling of missing out on things or missing something came from, because I wasn't fulfilled. I didn't feel like I was doing what I meant to do with my life. I felt I was just kind of like following the general crowd, because that's what you're supposed to be doing, by, you know, according to society's norms. So.
Don't you think that some people are fulfilled, you know, living in a house, having a normal job, because they do the thing that they love on the side, just as like a hobby, but that thing requires money, so they have to have the job, and maybe they have to have the house to do it in or whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know? Yeah.
Okay, so this isn't like anybody who lives in a house or an apartment.
No, I mean, everybody's different.
Wrong somehow.
No, yeah, so it's definitely going to be a lot of people who live in the house and have the 9 to 5 and doing their hobby on the side and feel completely fulfilled by their life, and it's great. You know, as long as you're doing something that, you know, fulfills you and makes you happy, and you completely satisfy with that, that's all that matters. Whatever it might be.
The point is, we're not some elitist or whatever that are saying like, unless you live in a van and travel around, then you can't be a happy person. You can be happy doing
whatever,
or fulfilled doing anything. Everybody's got something different. We just happen to love traveling, and we don't mind doing it minimally, meaning like living in a van or whatever. You know, I kind of like it. I like that better than an RV or a house or whatever. I feel like I feel like a cowboy or something. You know, like a real explorer. Like I'm really doing it. You know, not like I'm kind of half-assed doing it. Like
there's less things to take care of. You have less things. It forces you to really think about how you spend your money, because you have very little space. You know, and because we spend so little money on things that we don't have a lot of things to take care of, we have more money to actually explore things and do what fulfills us, that makes us happy, such as going different places and traveling and putting gas in our car, and
more time and less worry.
Yeah, which is nice. You know what would be cool? If I make like a visual picture of the importance of time.
How would you do that?
Because it's kind of hard to just sit here and talk about the importance of time, like, you know, and like try to break it down. Just do like a whiteboard and just like draw it all out to make like some sort of visual thing to show, so it's easier for people to understand.
I can't see it, but I'd like to see you do it. I'd like to see that.
I'm gonna do it as soon as we get back then, and I'll draw it out and I'll conclude in the video. So it's like visual, and then we can actually put it in the van, so we have that reminder in our van that how important time is in our life. We are back in our van, our garage, our home for right now, and I made this little chart for you, and hopefully this makes sense. This is our year, so we are born, and then we live our life, and then we die. I put 80 as a kind of end marker. Obviously, some people gonna live a little bit longer, some people gonna live a little bit shorter, but this is just kind of like a general timeline of average person. So let me grab a different marker. I'm gonna grab a blue one. How about that? And we'll start from here. So we are born, and then we are a kid from the birth till age 10. We're kids, and it's super nice. We're having fun, and then we become teenagers, and that's also super fun. And I would say right about this age, let's say 18, like over here, that's where a lot of people usually start to work. We work up until we probably turn around 65 to 70 years old. That's a lot of time working. You know, we're working Monday to Friday, working weekends. We just spend all the time working. Let's see, this is our childhood, and it's super nice, right? And over here is a retirement, and that's also super nice. What about all of this time? This is a huge chunk of your life. This chunk of your life should be spent doing something you love. Should be spent something that's fulfilling for you, that makes you happy, something you're really passionate about, and something you always wanted to do. If you are working a job that you don't like just for the paycheck, maybe it's time to change that, because as you can see over here, this chunk is very huge, and once those years are gone, they're gone forever, and you cannot get them back. You might as well spend those years doing something you truly love, and something that is very fulfilling for you, something that's very meaningful for you, because anything can happen. As we were saying earlier, you might never get to this point in your life. You might spend all your time with the mentality, oh my god, can't wait till Friday, working just to get to the weekend, working just to get through it. I hear a lot of people say, oh, I can't wait till I retire, because then I can just truly enjoy my life. If you're spending all this time with that mentality, maybe it's time to sit down and think about your life. You only get one life. Try to spend your years doing something that you really love, because you will never get those years back. I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do. I'm just trying to explain why Jed and I are doing what we're doing right now, and maybe try to motivate you. Get out there and start doing what you love. Go after that one thing that makes you happy, that fulfills you. Once all of these years are gone, they are gone forever. You will never get them back. So right now, Jed and I, in this part of our life, and we both decided to traveling, exploring, living minimalistic lifestyle, all of this, that's what makes us truly happy. That's what we love doing. That's exactly what makes us feel fulfilled. We are not gonna lose all of these years doing something we don't love. I'm not trying to scare you guys by saying that life is short. I'm just trying to help you understand a little bit of why Jed and I are doing this van life and travel and exploring. Hopefully you're doing what fulfills you right now in the stage of your life. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my video. Oh, I forgot this part over here. Don't waste your time. Time is very valuable, and it goes by quick. Don't waste your time on doing something you hate. Don't waste your time on doing something you don't enjoy. Use your time to do something that you truly love, and something that is meaningful to you, something that's fulfilling to you, and something that's enjoyable for you. I really hope that this whole thing kind of made sense for you. If you have any questions for me, if you have any questions about this video, or if you want to talk more about this whole thing, don't be afraid to leave me comments down below. I love reading your comments. I love reading your feedback and responding to you guys. Also, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.